Hi everyone, this is Aisha Sarwari. I'm heading Comms and Sustainability at Jazz. Really happy to be here today with Nadeem Sheikh, who's the President of Digital Financial Services. Welcome, Nadeem. Really
Thank
nice
you so
to be
much.
here.
Thank you for inviting me, and good to be here.
So, my first question is, what brought you back to Pakistan?
I'm originally from Pakistan. I was born in Karachi, so I come very often. My parents and my family, sisters, still live here. So I'm, this is home in a way. It's my cultural home, if nothing else. I think the opportunity in Pakistan is immense, right? It's like any other country from one perspective, and I think the fact that infrastructure is not there even makes it even more exciting. That we can leapfrog the infrastructure. We don't have to go to get to the 20th century infrastructure of banking and so on. We can get right into the 21st century.
What does leapfrog mean for a layperson?
You can actually create your own little version of it. You can own your model for it. And you don't have to copy anyone's model. You can actually create your own model, which is what M-Pesa, for example, did in Kenya. So the same opportunity exists here. We don't have to follow anyone's model. We can create our own story.
Do you think we are doing that wrong? We're kind of running after the stories that have been created, and we're sort of running with them.
I think we have the opportunity to do it ourselves. We can borrow and kind of benchmark ourselves against the global competition and global benchmarks. So it's not like we have to take a story which is great outside and say, okay, how do we just import that in? I think we have to look at that and say, how do we compete at the same level? We have the talent, we have the skills, we have the opportunity, we have the demand.
Can you explain how the Shabnams of Pakistan are going to change?
With the Shabnam of the world, one definition of Shabnam is she's illiterate, she's poor, she doesn't have access to technology, and she is depending on government grants and subsidies and so on. But she has accessibility. She has access to YouTube. She's watching all the education stuff on there. She has that. She has the right technology. She has a mobile. And the question now is for us to provide the right kind of product and service for her.
Do you have something to back that up? Like, what are we looking at? Once we tap into that digital education, what's the change and how? Can you elaborate on this?
People, in Kenya was the same thing, right? In other places, the same thing. When people want access to this stuff, they will find a way to figure out the right tools and techniques to get there, right? The freelance community is growing in Pakistan, is now ranked in the top 10 in the world. They are not waiting for some online courses and so on, or education or university. There's self-learnings, and the same thing is happening across the board. So it doesn't matter whether they are in the rural areas or or in the urban slums or in urban, right? People are learning, and that's the opportunity. And that's why I think, I'm not sure if it's revolution, but I think that's the opportunity landscape for us.
Perhaps a disruption at some level.
At some level, absolutely, yeah.
How did a person from Karachi get to be, like somebody who's featured as one of the most important VCs in digital? How did that journey happen?
I think my parents had this vision. We come from a pretty humble background and so on, and they had a vision of saying nothing is impossible, right? And so whenever hard yes, you could fail at it yes, impossible no. So whenever we had the opportunity or kind of faced that hurdle, they said it's not impossible, go try it, right? So whenever anyone said to me, it's impossible, we said, that's like, I'm absolutely going to do this, right?
So we're going to do a bit of a rapid fire round. Digital.
Opportunity.
Pakistan.
Opportunity.
Sustainability.
Absolutely possible.
Content.
Rich.
Applications.
10x.
Platform.
Must have.
Book.
Trees. What I'm reading about.
The worst app.
The worst app, I don't know.
The best app.
Best app is something that causes engagement, something that makes you come back again and again, right? So in a model, WhatsApp is a good app.
What's your take on Y2K?
I think they are this is not a one answer question, but it's certainly something that there's a community of folks that are changing the way we think about our world.
And how are you finding Jazz?
Awesome, really awesome. I mean, it's been very welcoming, some really brilliant people in there, and lots of passion, lots of hard work ethics, people working very hard, a lot of love for what they're trying to do. And I think all we need is a little bit of thinking about this as a global benchmark, and there's immense opportunity.
Okay. After your 8th meeting, thank you for doing this with us.
It was
really nice doing this.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
दुनिया को बता दो